Mocha family. I am in my car doing what I do. I made a comment in a couple of videos back about wanting to come and share with you guys some things that have been helping me with my homemaking, particularly I can't speak, y'all. My cooking. I had really gotten to a place where I didn't like cooking anymore. In fact, I would even say I hated cooking, which is really strange for me because I am a person who has always enjoyed cooking. I think I cook well, but it had gone to the place, y'all, where I was just throwing stuff together and feeling very resentful of how much I had to cook because I have a healthy family with hearty appetites. And you know, my heart would just start beating fast every time somebody would want to know, well, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? And I mean, you know, I almost wanted to say again, you need to eat again, you know, and since I've always been the one that cooked most of the meals, it's not as easy for other family members to do what I do. So I found that even mobilizing them and organizing them so that we could share the cook load was challenging for me because I used to love cooking so much. I wanted to do it all by myself. It's me, all about me. But that comes back and bites you later on. And so one thing that has really helped me is something that I have talked about in the past. You guys know I have tons of videos on freezer cooking and meal planning and meal prepping, but in all honesty, when I assumed the extra responsibilities I've assumed this year, I really didn't turn to those things. And you know, so crazy, the very thing that I know to do, I didn't think to do. It was much easier for me to come home with takeout or have us go out to eat, or worse yet, buy a lot of prepared foods from the supermarket, stuff that was really high in salt and fat and just overall not healthy for my family. And it was just a slippery slope. You know, when you're eating poorly, your energy level is down, so your stress level goes up, and it's like a vicious cycle. And so I was complaining to my sister, who works full-time. She's an attorney and she works full-time and she has 2 kids. And I was complaining to her, like, what do you do? Feeling like a complete moron because I'm home. I mean, I have taken on a few hours of work outside of the home, teaching at my daughter's umbrella school, as I've mentioned to you guys before. But compared to her, I'm pretty much home, you know? She works full-time 5 days a week. And so I wanted to know what she was doing and how she was staying bubbly and happy and sane, because I was feeling downright crabby. And she reminded me of my own words. She says, well, Natasha, you told me when you cook, you have to make it count. Never cook a meal just for that day. Even if you can't sit down and plan a month's worth of meals to make and put them in your freezer, you can make 2 lasagnas instead of 1. You can make a double batch of ground meat and freeze the other batch so that you have already brown meat that you can throw into your slow cooker, you know, if you need to. And it was the best advice, and it was a timely reminder. And so I tried to go back into doing that and was very successful in coming up with something that I do slightly differently. I don't freezer cook for the month anymore, but I do all of my cooking on the weekend for the week. And all of my cooking doesn't necessarily mean that every aspect of the meal is cooked, but the most challenging part of the meal is cooked. And for me, since, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, so I still enjoy a lot of my Caribbean food. So if I'm planning to make a stew or whatever, maybe I will make the stew on the weekend, but then I can wait till the day of to make the rice, stuff like that, or put together a salad. But for me, just taking away the stress of not knowing what I'm cooking, what I'm planning to cook, was enough to turn my situation around at home with my attitude. I won't say that my love of cooking came back, but I felt much better having a plan and a lot less resentful when people were asking me what was for dinner, because I actually knew what I wanted to make for dinner. And I made it so that one thing that would choke me with planned meals is that I'm kind of spontaneous. Like maybe I'll plan, my appetite is spontaneous, meaning that my appetite is spontaneous. Like sometimes I'll plan to make spaghetti, but then the day comes when I was supposed to be eating the spaghetti and I don't feel like eating spaghetti either. And then I'd be frustrated and I would feel like my planned meals are choking me, like I'm forcing myself to eat things I don't want to eat because at the time when I planned it, it sounded like a good idea, but now I don't want it. But what I do now is I don't say, you know, this is what I'm eating on Monday, this is what I'm eating on Tuesday, this is what I'm eating on Wednesday. I just make sure I have a week's worth of meals ready and set to go, and then, you know, I can just choose what my taste buds want to do on that day. And that's been phenomenal for me, you guys. I also bought myself an Instant Pot, which is an electric pressure cooker slash steamer slash rice cooker slash slow cooker. You know, it'll never replace my slow cooker because the one I bought, I think I have a 6-quart, and if I'm, most of the slow cooker recipes that I want to make more than what my Instant Pot can make. But having the slow cooker and the Instant Pot means that I can throw together many meals very quickly and without a whole lot of effort on a Saturday. So I'm sorry that this wasn't a video where I was in my kitchen walking around making the stuff, showing it to you. That I'm sure that would have been more entertaining, but, and in fact that is what I had hoped to do. But I've just determined this year that my message is more important. Excuse me. I got something down my throat. But anyway, I've determined this year that my message is more important than me being limited by my inability to get the production together. And so I've been trying to give myself a break on that. So if I have an idea and I just can't get the time and the people and the resources together to make it the way I envision, in some cases I'm just gonna deliver the message and hope that whoever it was for can still be blessed by me sitting in this car with no makeup on my face, you know what I'm saying, with my hair just simply pulled back in a ponytail, you know what I'm saying, looking like one of you. I'm hoping you can look past all of that and still get the help you need. So that's what my channel is about, just sharing my experiences, and if it can help somebody, that's just a big double blessing for me. So anyway, let me know what you guys do, how you guys manage. Do you guys plan ahead, or do you just roll with it and you find yourself eating out a lot? Has that been okay for your family? Let me know in the comments down below. Be blessed.